Hello, and thank you for joining us today as we review the COBRA member entry process. My name is Amy Hervey, and I am an implementation specialist here at IGO. Today, we will be covering the full entry process for an individual who needs to be offered COBRA. Another term for this, and you will be seeing this terminology in your employer portal, is the qualified beneficiary. We will review each of the steps in the entry wizard, beginning with the individual's demographic information and moving on to the event and plan data, dependents, subsidies, and wrapping up with insert options for the COBRA packet and finalizing the member entry to queue the mailing. Let's dive right in. First, I'm going to show you how to get into the COBRA Point portal. First, you're going to go to the IGO homepage, our homepage. It's going to take you to the Participants tab first, but we're actually going to jump over to the Employers tab. And then once you're on the Employers tab, you're going to hover over that sign-in right here, and you're going to go down to the COBRA Point sign-in. Once you click that, it's going to take you to the sign-in page. Go ahead and enter in your login information, and then once you're in, once you click Next twice, it's going to take you to the COBRA Point homepage. Before we jump into the COBRA member entry process, please note that member data gets into the system in one of two ways: automated feed from an HRIS or Ben admin system, or through this manual direct entry process. If you do have an automated feed coming to IGO, you can still enter an individual manually. Just be sure the member's social and the event date are the same to avoid duplication of the entry. All right, now that we're in the COBRA Point portal, we're going to go into the area where you're going to be able to add your COBRA member. And to go there, you're actually going to go down to Members. Go ahead and click that. And then you're going to click Add Member. And this is going to take you to the entry page where you have the option to add your COBRA member, or as I mentioned, we also call them a qualified beneficiary. Go ahead and click Next on Qualified Beneficiary. And then this first step here is where it asks the COBRA member demographic information. First thing you're going to do is you're going to fill in all the red asterisk sections, but definitely start up in the right-hand corner where you select your company name. From there, you're just going to enter in all the demographic information. And something to note about the address is you're only legally responsible for the last address that you have on file. So say you did have a terminated COBRA member, you are only responsible for the last address that you actually have on file. Something to take note of. Go ahead and select the gender and the date of birth. All right. Once you do, you'll be able to click Next. If you do miss a part, it actually won't even let you move to the next step. So once you do, you'll be able to click Next. And then the second step is entering the event information. I'm going to start over on the left-hand side here. All of these fields are for tracking purposes. So if you don't track tobacco use, employee type, payroll type, or years of service, you can just leave them to unknown or blank. And then premium coupon book type, you're going to leave to coupon book. We actually send out a coupon book to your members to help them keep track of their premiums. And then the next step, has this member already been offered COBRA? You're always going to select no, so that COBRA notice is actually generated. Over here on the right-hand side, we are at the event category. The person experiencing the qualifying event can either be the employee or the dependent. Depending on which you choose, it's going to change those event types. So for a dependent, for example, again, it's going to change those event types. I'm going to go ahead and pretend we're doing a terminated employee. Select employee, and I'm going to select termination. And then from there, you're going to enter the event date, and then the hire date. And then from there, you'll be able to click Save and Continue. All right, so for this next step, we're going to be adding the plans you want included on the COBRA notice. We are going to have all of your plans hard-coded into our system, so all you need to do is go ahead and click Add Plan. From there, you would select the plan from your list of plans that you want to add. Select the coverage level. And then everything else actually defaults to keep you in compliance, so from there, you would just click Save. And then in the event that you do have an FSA plan that you need added on a COBRA notice, you would go ahead and select Add Plan again, select the FSA plan, select the coverage level, and then everything defaults, but what you're also going to do is add the rate. So go ahead and click Add Rate. All right, we're going to do the start date, the end date, and then you're going to add the rate, which would be their monthly contribution, and then you're going to click Add. And then once you click Add, you'll be able to save. And then you're just going to repeat that process until all of the plans are accounted for. All right, the next step is adding any dependents that the qualified beneficiary has. So you're going to select Add Dependent. First, you're going to choose the relationship, and then you're going to work your way down, filling in those red asterisk sections. I'm just going to work my way down here. Select the relationship, and then you're going to do first name, last name, and then even though it doesn't ask for date of birth, gender, we are going to ask for that information. Reason being is a dependent can actually enroll on an individual basis. So having that information on them just makes your life easier, our life easier, and helps us get them care as soon as possible. On the right-hand side, we have the address. That is going to default to the QB's address, so you can change that if needed. From there, we're going to scroll down. And then from there, you're going to add the, under available dependent plans, you're going to add the plans you want the dependent to be covered under. So whether that's one or multiple, you're going to check them, click Add Selected Dependent Plans, and then you're going to click Save. And then you just repeat that process until all the dependents are accounted for. To add your dependents, we're going to click Save and Continue. And the next step is going to be for subsidies. And this is if you offer a subsidy as part of maybe a severance for an employee. To do that, you're going to go ahead and click Add Subsidy. It's going to take you to this little window where we're going to do the subsidy start date and the subsidy end date. The subsidy schedule type is going to default to employer subsidy, and then it can either be a percentage or a flat amount. Select that, select your plan that you're covering the subsidy for, and then the amount. From there, you can click Add, and you're going to repeat that process for every plan that you're covering for, whether that's medical or maybe it's medical and dental or medical, dental, and vision. You're going to do a subsidy for each type of plan. All right, moving along, we're going to move to the 6 steps of the process, which is where we have letter inserts. Depending on where your COBRA plan was written, certain states do require certain letter inserts. So if your COBRA plan was written in California, for example, you would go ahead and select that California rights letter insert. We have a list of all of the states that require these. All right, save and continue. The very last step, this is the letter attachments. Some employers have their own letter attachments. Most of the time, I don't see that they have their own, but if you do have your own, you want to add it, you can attach that here as the final step. Once you do, you click Add Member. Takes you back to that add page, and it gives you that green confirmation letting you know that the qualified beneficiary was added successfully. Let's also take a look at how you can pull up a soft copy of the COBRA notice that has been mailed to the qualified beneficiary. You're going to use the search functionality to locate your member. To do this, under Add Member, we have the Find Member option. You're going to go ahead and click that. And this is where you can search through your different populations. So I can actually filter the member type if I wanted to qualified beneficiary specifically. Basically, you can enter any demographics to search for them. Once you do, just click Find Member. And just select the name of the member that you want to jump into. Once you do, you go down to Communications. And this is where you can see that exact COBRA notice that was mailed out to them. It does get generated within 1 business day of when they're entered into the system, and you can actually click on the notice and download a soft copy. As with all things, we are here to help. Feel free to contact us with any follow-up questions you may have. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for being an IGO partner.
IGO Administrative Services, where service matters.